couple of minutes early. So we're just going to hang out, until people start to show up. Otherwise, it'll just be me, which is fine, for the record. It's Monday morning. I'm going to actually change my screen a little bit because, again, I can't see you. Here. There we go. That's better. And I hope you're able to get out into the weather. Maybe not out, doing what you normally do, but it's been a beautiful weekend. Today is going to be a beautiful day. You have time, even if you're working from home, right? We can still go feel the sun, feel the breeze. Those are those constant things that we aren't always aware of when we're so busy. It's taking the next maybe few minutes just to kind of assemble, get your things, get your mats. If you have blocks at home, grab them. If you have something that could act like a block, be creative. We're going to work on handstand, and part of working on handstand is working on things like L-sit. Hey, everyone loves that one. But I'm going to show you a couple of ways to make it easier. So blocks, if you have a strap at home, grab that. If you don't worry about it. I'll show you what you can do with it. Morning, Craig. And when we get back to the studio, you'll be ready to go. So I talked about it a little bit before, but it gets hard to workshop things in a vinyasa class because you have this amount of time and you have to get through this. And so you end up, all right, well, those of you who have a handstand, go ahead and throw one in. And then you can kind of show people a little bit about what to do, but for the most part, it's sort of like you got to learn it on your own. So that, for us in our yoga practices, our physical practice, that's one of the gifts of this time is that you have time at home, and 5 minutes here and there throughout your day builds those poses. It's not necessary to take an hour or to build this huge chunk of time. If you have a few minutes between, homeschooling the kids and starting dinner or whatever, you put your computer down and you're not going to work, you're going to take a lunch break or whatever, 5 minutes is all you need. You'd be surprised at what you can do if that's consistent. So what I teach in between the two flows that we're going to do, that little break, take that and do it. Not just here, do it later, do it tomorrow, add it in. You'll be surprised if you did that consistently. In a couple of weeks, you'll have a much stronger practice. All right, well, find your way to wherever you're finding your way to, wherever your mat is set up. So knowing that we're going to be working on handstand, you might want to have a wall, like my mat here. That's actually where I keep my wine. It's very convenient. I have my yoga mat by my wine, but I could kick up there if I wanted to. And then I don't need to move my mat. It's just already set up where that was the front of the mat. So you might want to pick a place like that. If you are like, no way, I'm not doing a handstand and this is stupid, you're still the whole flow works and the workshop part works too. So don't worry about that. All right. Morning. All right. So when you get your mat set up and you know where you're going to be, and you have your blocks or your strap or whatever, you've got whatever props you have available. Not everything works without them. Let's start in child's pose. There is that old saying that you don't know what you had until it's gone, and it comes from a very real place that we do not always appreciate everything we have until we don't have it anymore. And what we seem to do as all humans is we want the thing we lost versus the thing that we have offered to us. And in this particular instance, there's a really good reason. Like, we want our freedom and we want to go back to our lives the way they were. But you have some gifts in this time, and you have some things that you still have. And it's easy to lose the gratitude for those things in the frustration for what you lost, right? So just be here on your mat, grateful for your mat. I'm grateful that you have a space to put it up in. We have technology that can bring us together, even when we can't be together. Grateful for the family that you have, for the friends that you have. Whether they're with you right now or not is not what we're grateful for. We're grateful that they exist. And knowing that this is all temporary. We will all come out the other end of this tunnel. And while you're here, think about maybe one thing that you're grateful for. I'm going to start my playlist. Those of you who are flowing with it, you can start it whenever you want. Otherwise, you can just keep it quiet. I'm going to have it on very quietly here in the background so I don't get muted. You probably won't be able to hear mine, but I can hear it. One thing that you're grateful for. Could be a cup of coffee you drank this morning. Could be this moment. It could be something that happened yesterday. Something small. It doesn't have to be big. And go back to that space and feel that gratitude. There is strength in being grateful. It doesn't mean we're grateful for every single thing we're dealing with, because we're not. It doesn't mean we don't address things that need to be addressed, because we do. We're just grateful for the things that are gifts. As simple as they may be. Take the next 10 breaths to make your way into that deeper diaphragmatic breath. So lifting the pelvic floor, lifting the navel. Deep breaths in and out. Making the inhales and the exhales the same length, keeping them slow. When I get amped, my breath gets faster. Still stays deep now, which is great. That's part of my yoga, but the rest of it, not so much. It still speeds up. So depending on what you're dealing with, you may have a faster breath. Keep trying to bring that back down to that slow, calm breath. We're not letting your thinking mind take over. We're keeping you grounded. When you're ready, you're going to lift up to hands and knees, and you're going to take a few cats and a few cows. It'll be inhales to look up and drop the belly, exhales to round and look toward your navel. Making your way to that ujjayi sound. Right, so we're in and out through the nose, pelvic floor and the navel lifted, restricting the throat so your exhales have that raspy ocean sound, but you're still breathing through your nose. Don't open the mouth. If you find you have to open your mouth to breathe, then that means you need to slow down. You need to collect your breath and your practice. If you want to look over each shoulder, you can look over each shoulder. If it feels good to spin the hands around and point the fingers towards your knees, you can stretch the forearms. Five or six more breaths. If you notice you're stiff or you're sore, or maybe you did too much yesterday because, it was a beautiful day, then take it easy. Give yourself extra time to warm up And maybe you don't go full bore through every single flow. I'm going to give you a lot to work with. Doesn't mean you have to do all of it. When you're ready, downward facing dog. Walk it out. Bend the right knee, bend the left. Index fingers point forward. Push in with the thumb and the first finger. When you're ready, both heels reach down, draw down toward the mat. Your sits bones draw up. And if your hamstrings are tight, you may have a bend in the knees here. That's okay. That straight knee is going to happen later. Take an inhale, and we're going to lift that right leg. We're going to give it a nice bend, twist, open. Maybe you look underneath the left armpit and see if your foot is hanging out back there. And then we're going to extend it straight behind you. Drop your right hip so the hips are square. And that leg is pushing straight back into that wall. Take an inhale, and we're going to come forward to a high plank with that leg lifted. Exhale, press back. Make sure you're still engaging with the pelvic floor and the navel. Inhale, ripple forward. Exhale, press it back. Inhale, ripple forward. This time, bring the foot with you. Step it up between your hands. Stay on the ball of the back foot. And lift up. Find your Anjaneyasana. So I'm pushing through that heel in the back, but I'm not pushing through and having my leg like this, right? I still want the foot relatively straight and lift the arms up overhead. Set it up with a few breaths the first time we're here. On an exhale, lightning bolt, we can sweep the arms behind or we can bring them forward, right? Either way, we want to have like a smooth line with the body. On your inhale, reverse revolve. Bring the left arm up overhead. Keep pushing through that heel so this back leg is straight and strong. Exhale, the hands come down, surround your front foot. Inhale, runner's lunge, lift the chest. Exhale, press back, waterfall. You might want to hop that back foot up. Do that again. Lunge in on the inhale. Exhale, press back. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Chest draws toward the big toe. So I'm not rounding. I don't care if my nose gets anywhere. Chest toward the toe. Flat spine. Take your inhale. We're going to lunge in again. We're going to take a grounded airplane. So my fingertips stay down. That leg lifts up, and I'm going to try to straighten my back. I have to have a bend in my standing leg to have a grounded airplane. Otherwise, it's more like standing split. On your exhale, step that left foot up. Fold in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold and hang. You can grab opposite elbows. You can let the arms dangle. And then on an inhale, ripple all the way up. Bring the arms up overhead. Reach the fingers up. Pull the shoulders down. Exhale, hands to heart center. We made it. Inhale to lift. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale to lift. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step your feet back. Take your half vinyasa, lowering down as you exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, the hips draw up and back, downward facing. Couple of breaths, ground back in, and we're going to take this on the other side. So when you're ready, the left leg is going to lift. Stack the hips, bend, twist open, rolling the ankle and fanning the toe. And then extend it straight. Flex your foot. You're pushing it into a wall, so drop that left hip down. And then ripple forward, high plank. Send it back, three-legged dog. Do it again. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale, step the foot up. Stay on the ball of the back foot. Find your crescent. Push through the heel. Back leg is strong. Glutes are engaged. Lightning bolt, either version. Still making that strong, smooth line. Reverse revolve. This time it's the right arm up overhead. I'm still keeping the back leg engaged, not dropping into that hip flexor. On your exhale, the hands are gonna come down, and then we're gonna lift up to that grounded airplane. So we're gonna lift that back leg straight out, trying to straighten the spine. Look up, you should be looking straight out. You've got a relatively horizontal line with your body. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, fold again. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Oh, you know what I forgot on this side? You guys didn't remind me. We forgot to do waterfall. All right. Inhale to lift. Take a side bend to the right. Inhale, center, side bend left. Inhale, lift. This time we're just going to fold it in. Instead of stepping back to the half vinyasa, step that right foot back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, press back. Do it again. Lunge in. Press back one more time. So we just changed the order a little bit. It's the same concept. And then we'll take a half vinyasa from here. Lunging in, stepping back, lowering down. Up dog, downward facing. When you get there, deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, let it go. So this is basically going to be our first flow. You are welcome to change it, add in, take out, do what you need to do. Inhale, the right leg lifts. Exhale. Take your inhale to come forward. Exhale, press back. Do it again. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Step it up and come up to your crescent. Lightning bolt. Reverse revolve. Windmill the hands down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, waterfall. Do it again. Lunge in. Press it back. One more time. Take at least a breath. I'm going to say 2 or 3. And then we're going to lunge in and we're going to find that grounded airplane. And we're going to fold. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to lift. Side bend to each side, right, center, and left. And then we fold it in. On the inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step or float your feet back. Take a half vinyasa. And the left side, so we lift that left leg. And we're going to ripple forward. And we're going to press back. And we're going to ripple forward. Press it back. Last time, ripple forward, step it up. Crescent. Lightning bolt. Reverse revolve. Windmill the hands down, lift the chest. Waterfall. Feel free to hop the back foot up a little bit. Third time, press back and hold. And then we're going to lunge in, grounded airplane, lift that back leg up. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then side bend to each side. Inhale, lift. Right. Center. Left. Center and fold it in. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step or float your feet back, half vinyasa. Back to your breath. For those of you flowing on your own, you can go ahead and flow on your own. I'm going to cue you again. You can ignore me. Inhale, that right leg lifts. We're going to come forward and press back 3 times. And then that 3rd time, we step the foot up. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Lightning bolt to a reverse revolve. For your waterfall, you come down. If you like the lifts and the press back 3 times, go ahead and do that. If your hamstring is warmed up enough, just go right into your waterfall. Take 5 breaths. If you want to play, you bring your hands back here. We're going to lift that back leg up. It's harder than I made it look, sorry. If you end up doing this, that's not it. You can't shift forward. All right, lunge in, grounded airplane. Standing fold. Halfway up and fold in. Ripple to rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to lift, side bend right. Center, left, center, fold it in. Halfway up. Plant the hands, step your feet to the back, take a half vinyasa. And then we're going to be on the left. Left leg is going to lift, and 3 times we ripple forward and send it back. And then we step it up. Crescent, lightning bolt, reverse the ball. Finding your way to your waterfall. If you played on the right side, you're going to bring your hands back. Then we're going to lift the back leg up. And then we're going to lunge in, grounded airplane. Fold it in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to lift. Side bend right. Center, left. Center, fold it in. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step or float it back, half vinyasa. All right, take it 1 time on your own. I'll be here. If you forgot what to do, just do the next thing. After this last time, child's pose. Don't forget about your breath. It's more important than the asana. When you finish side B, make your way to child's pose. Maybe you keep the arms out in front. Maybe you wrap them around. Maybe your knees are out wide. Maybe they're closer together. Those of you still flowing, take your time. There's no need to rush. We're just going to work on handstands, so I'm giving you a little bit of time to take a break. Handstands are not only handstands. Handstands are a lot of things that build up. When you're upside down, so your legs are stronger than your arms and your shoulders. When we're standing on our legs, that stronger part is down at the bottom. It's kind of helpful, right? So it's different when we try to stand on arms and hands, especially those of us who are kind of small. Women in particular have a harder time with that. Your hip flexors have to be strong because they have to hold your legs straight. Otherwise, your legs are going to wobble, and when they wobble, you'll just fall over. Your core has to be strong because that's that hinge point in the center of you. That's your center of gravity. It has to hold you stable. You don't have the benefit of two strong legs holding you up. You're dependent on your fingers and your hands and your arms, right? So it's different. So when we work on handstands, we work on core and hip flexors. Super fun things, right? So if you're in child's pose, to make your way to a seat, I'm going to show you what you can do. I can't see who has props. If you have blocks and your strap, this is where you're going to want them. Don't worry if you don't have them, you don't need them, right? It just makes it a little bit different. So we're going to work. If you can do an L-sit, you can do a handstand. The same muscles you use to L-sit, even though it's a totally different pose, are going to be the muscles you engage when you're trying to invert that way, right? So to L-sit, we're going to pull the toes back. I've got my heels up, right? I'm pushing, my calf muscles are stretched and they're pushing down into the mat. And all of this is all engaged. To keep my toes up, I'm lifting my kneecaps by engaging the quadriceps. I'm going to lift the pelvic floor and the navel so I lock this ring of muscle down here. And then I'm going to keep forward. I'm going to pull myself forward. I'm going to keep my toes aiming back toward me, and I'm going to bring my hands, my fingers are about at my knees, so my hands are under my shoulders-ish. My goal in that is to keep that fold right here. So I'm going to try to lock my thighs to my belly. It's not actually going to happen. That's the goal, right? So we plant the hands down, keeping the toes super, super, super engaged. So the legs are engaged, and you press up and you lift, and then you can lower down. If you're getting this, make sure your feet are engaged, and if they are, just keep working at it. Those of you with blocks, it gives you some more space to move into, right? Because even though we're doing this and we're not getting the feet up, we're still working that, even though we're still working that muscle, we're going to work it more when we get the lift. So grab your blocks, put them next to you, right where your hands were before. Pull the toes back, fold yourself in, hands on the blocks, and then lift up and lift those feet with you. And then set yourself down. You want to get to where you can hold one of those. We're not holding them right now. We're just playing, and I'm showing you what to do. Strap. You don't want to get dependent on the strap. The strap is good to teach you where the pose is, but it doesn't help you build the muscle, right? So if you have a strap, you can make a really big loop. If you don't, just watch, because you can do it when we get back into the studio, right? And you can play with this and you'll be like, oh, that's where that pose is. And I'm going to put this strap right across the balls of my feet. And I'm going to be leaning forward. So I want to tighten my strap down to where it's kind of holding me in that L, that angled position, right? And it's pulling. So if I pull back, I can't go anywhere, and my toes are where they need to be. Hands come down, and when I lift up, I can feel where that pose is. Now, I'm not working nearly as hard because there's a strap holding me, but it will just show you and give you an idea of what the pose is going to be, right? So sometimes it's fun to play with the strap. We just don't want to use it as a crutch because we won't see progress, but it's kind of cool to feel that lift. So take a few more tries with your L-sit. You're gonna feel it in your hip flexors, and you're also gonna feel it like right here in this little like not so much here, it's right here. That's okay. The more you do it, the less you're gonna feel that there. That's just a super engagement of that quadriceps. It doesn't like it. It'll get better, promise, right? So that's that balance portion. All right, stop playing with that now. The next part is the hands. I'll come forward a little bit. If I try to stand on my hands like this, so when we stand on our feet, we have 2 feet and we have all the space in between them. If I bring my hands closer together and I have my fingers small, I have a much smaller area to stand on, right? So now not only do I have less mass, I have less space. So what I want to do is bring my hands out to my shoulders. It's just the same. It's like if I'm having trouble balancing on something, I'm going to bring my feet out a little wider and I'm going to get a wider stance as opposed to here. So the width, hands under the shoulders, but the other piece of that is big. You want to stretch and you want your fingers as far away from you. You don't want this. You want to be here. When you press down, so bring yourselves to hands and knees. Bring your hands down to your mat. Most of the time when we're here, feel where you feel the most weight. Just in your normal hands and knees, most of us naturally will feel the most weight in this ridge on the palm. This isn't enough to stand on. I want to transfer that weight to the outside of my hand. Why? Because this, I can't stand on that. It's like standing on a toe, right? It's like standing just on the ball of your foot. You can't do that. You have to learn to use the whole hand like a foot. When you stand, you don't just push in with the big toe, that ball of your foot right there, right? You use your whole foot. So when I'm here, what I'm going to do, I've got my fingers spread out. I'm going to scrub the fingertips into the mat, like pressing my fingertips down hard, and I'm going to feel all of this weight transfer into my fingertips and into this back edge of the hand, right? So do that just in hands and knees. Pull your fingertips in and feel that difference. Just almost like there's a little air bubble underneath. Now come up to your feet and lift one leg up, right? So if you don't have to lift up, those of you who don't handstand, don't worry about it. But those of you who do, there's a difference, right, when we use the hands like that. So those are your big components. The other thing is keep your elbows locked. I know we always talk about locked is maybe the wrong word, but no bending. We're not going to muscle through. You're going to have more stability with a straight arm. So push down, dig in with the fingertips. Think about your cat back. So we're pushing through that back, and then you lift up. Right. If we've got everything working, you won't be very wobbly. If you're wobbly, there's just something that's not engaging yet. So we're going to take all those pieces, and I have a second flow. You're going to add those in, do what you need to do. You might want to do all of it. You may want to do none of it, right? So we're going to meet up in downward facing dog. And then we're going to lift that right leg. Actually, I'm going to go the other way so you can see. And then we're going to come into a jackknife. So that right knee is going to tap the left elbow, extend the foot out, inhale that left arm lifts, and exhale to come down. Flex both of your feet. Left hand plants in front, right hand plants behind you. Just like we did with an L-sit, except in an Uttanasana seat. All right, lift. And then back to your three-legged dog. Step it up. Warrior A, Warrior B. Pillow for the head. Take an inhale, tick back. Exhale, bring that right elbow to the right knee. Inhale. Exhale. Take a few. I don't know how many. Maybe one more. And then we're going to come to our standing split. So we're going to windmill the hands down, surround the front foot. Handstand is right here. Those of you playing. So I purposefully put myself here so you can see the wall. The wall's here. I can't go anywhere, right? You can float right next to a wall, and you can find that handstand. Play for a few breaths, and then come to an airplane. The airplane is different with the wall right in your face. Take an exhale, crunch the elbows to the knee. Inhale, open up. Do it again. Elbow to the knee, crunch. Inhale, open. One last time. Back to your standing split. Step, hop, or float it back, and take a half vinyasa. So it's not too many poses. The reason it isn't too many poses is because some of you are going to be throwing a lot of handstand or handstandy workshop things in there. This gives you time. Add in, take out, change it up. All right, left side, left leg lifts. Slide it under, inhale, jackknife. Exhale, lower the hips. Right hand is going to plant here, left hand is behind you. Lift up. Don't worry if it's not lifting. Just pretend it is. Step it up. Warrior A. Warrior B. Pillow. Take back. Tuck forward. Take back. Tuck forward. I think we did more. And then it's going to be standing splits. Windmilling the hands down. Right? Plant your hands. So some of you are not going to be doing the lift. You're going to be working on how do I get my fingertips engaged and then just hopping. You don't need to be lifting up. That's still work on the handstand, right? Inhale, airplane. Crunch it in. Open up. Those of you who are just working on your handstand, you can skip all this part. This is just filler for people that don't want to do it. Exhale, back to standing splits. Step, hop, float it back. Half vinyasa. All right, guess what? Same thing. Right leg lifts. Slide it under, jackknife. All the way down. Plant the left hand, plant the right. Lift up. And then send it back to your three-legged dog. Step it up. Warrior A. Warrior B. Pillow. Tap. Inhale. Exhale. As many times as you want, maybe 5, maybe 6, maybe 100. And then the hands come down, standing splits, playing with that handstand, taking those hops. Airplane. 3 breaths. And then back down to standing splits. Step, hop, float it back. Half vinyasa. Left side, left leg lift. Tap the right elbow, extend it out. Jackknife. Come down. One hand in front, one hand behind. Lift up. Three-legged dog. Step it up. Warrior A. Warrior B. Pillow. Tuck. Standing splits. Take a few hops, take a handstand, or just play with your standing splits, right? Pulling your chest in, maybe getting less weight in the hands and more weight in the foot. Inhale, airplane. Crunch it in, open up. Do it again. One more time. Standing splits. Step, hop, float it back. Half vinyasa. Couple of breaths. Grounding back in, not forgetting that ujjayi breath. Right leg lifts. Slide it under, jackknife. Plant one hand in front, one hand behind, lift. Three-legged dog. Step it up. Warrior A. Warrior B. Pillow, top. Open up. Elbow to the knee. Back and forth. Moving with your breath. So if it feels like you're moving too fast, you are. Move slower. And then it's standing splits. Hopping up, handstanding, doing whatever you need to do. Open up, airplane, crunch it in. Open up, do it again. One more time. Back to your standing splits. And then step, hop, or float it back. Half vinyasa. Left leg lifts. Bring it under, extend it. Jackknife to a seat. Flex your feet, hand in front, hand behind, lift. You're gonna get tired of that and your legs won't come up. Keep doing it. You build muscle in the place where you don't feel like you're doing anything because your body said no. It's still working. And you're learning to push that line. Standing splits. Airplane. 3 breaths, crunch. Open up. Do it again. Open up. One more time. And then bring the hands down. Step, hop, or float it back. You know what to do. Couple breaths. One more time, right leg lifts. Slide it under, jackknife. Fold, come sit down near your seat rather. Left hand plants in front, right hand behind you. Lift. 3-legged dog. Step that foot up. Warrior A. Warrior B. Tack. Kick. Tack. Kick. Standing splits. Take a few hops. Take your handstand. Find an airplane. 3 breaths. If you're tired of the crunching, no more crunching. And then bring the hands down, and it's going to be standing splits, handstand, hitch kick, whatever you're doing. Last time on that left. Take it on your own. We will meet in pigeon on the right when you finish. All right, when you get to your set time pigeon, because that's what we do. When we get to our pigeon on the right, if you want to take that lifted version, here it is. Or you walk the hands down. Then you take your resting pigeon. Maybe 5 more breaths. Press the hands under the shoulders. Lift yourself up. Curl the left toes under. Send the right leg back, downward facing dog. Walk it out. That's a minute. It's not very long, but long enough. Right, left leg is going to lift. Bring it across. Find your pigeon on the left. Same thing. We can lift. Or we can come down. We'll do a minute on the left. I'm even timing it, so you guys can't say I didn't count. My clock is counting. My phone is counting for me. About 5 more breaths. All right, press the hands under the shoulders, curl those back toes under, left leg goes back, walk it out. We're gonna come through to a seat whenever you're ready. And then we're gonna go down onto your back. So plant your feet, lower down. Keep your feet planted behind your sits bones. If you're not there yet, don't worry about it. It's not a hard place to find. Plant your hands or bring them next to your ears. And on an inhale, lift up. Finding bridge or wheel. Couple more breaths. Exhale, lower down, take a breath. If you're gonna lift again, you can go into the same or you can take something different. On an inhale, lift. Exhale to lower, take a breath. We're gonna lift one more time, bridge, wheel, anything you need. On an inhale, lift what you can. Exhale to lower down. Hug the knees in and give yourself a squeeze with a gentle rock side to side. And then we're going to open the arms in T. And on an exhale, the knees are going to drop to that right side. So you can eagle wrap your legs or you can leave them the way they were. On an inhale, we're going to bring those knees back. We're going to take them to the other side. So if they're wrapped, you're going to unwrap them and wrap them the other way. And as you exhale, the knees drop down to that left. And then on an inhale, the knees come through center. And as you exhale, the legs are going to go long on your mat. Arms are going to come next to you with the palms up. Deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Take as many cleansing breaths as you need. And then take your well-earned yoga rest. Letting go of the practice, letting go of the work. Coming back to those feelings of gratitude. And finding you're happy. Resting in it. Bringing your attention back to your breath. Letting the breath get deeper. And bringing movement back to the body, wiggling fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. When you're ready, the arms stretch overhead and you get long, deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Hug the knees in. Give yourself a squeeze and a gentle rock up to your seat. at the front of your mat. Hands at heart center, bowing in. Grateful for this practice and for this time, grateful for this space, for the technology that brings us together, and for every little blessing that crosses your path today. Inhale, lift your chins, grateful for everything that light within you shines upon. I am so grateful to share your mornings. Thank you so much for being part of my practice today. That place in me of light and love gratefully bows before itself, shining so brightly from every one of you. Namaste. Nice job, everybody. I can't see, but I'm sure it was lovely. If you have any questions after the fact, just post them. I'll be watching. Give me videos if you're confused about what you're doing. If there's another pose you want to work on, let me know. We'll get to it next time. I am at your service. So have a wonderful day. Love you all. I will see you next time we meet on our mat.